Hey folks, quick disclaimer about Greasy Says, my new show about being a game developer for 15 years who's brown. Okay, Greasy Says contains explicit language, adult situations, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. Right? Greasy Says is supposed to be a comedic take on what it's like to be in the gaming industry from my perspective, but I'm not out here trying to make people feel uncomfortable just for the sake of it. So, to sum it up, I have a potty mouth. Don't let your kids listen to this shit. And kings and queens above 18 only. Let's try that. All right? Lay is...
Haha, let's get this party started with the professional.
Greasy Says.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back to Greasy Says. Maybe the best video game podcast on the planet. I'm here, I'm back. I'm eating a banana. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling healthy. I didn't get the fucking Delta variant, Lambda variant. What are we at now? What variant are we on now? Yeah, this banana is good. In case you were wondering, this banana is good. I wonder if there's any ASMR banana eating channels. I should look that up. Well, this is Greasy Says. This is my show, my podcast, about being a brown game developer, about the trials we face, and really the trials that all game developers face. But there's always a particular angle that's unique for black and brown folks, because you're navigating America, where I live, as well as the gaming industry, which is a mostly white industry. I've been gone for like a month. If you're new here, I've been gone for like a month because I take some time off because my awesome wife, my beautiful, amazing wife, told me I should take a break. And I need to build in breaks. So I've been gone for like a month. And it's been a wonderful month. It's the middle of summer. I've been hitting the beach real hard. Had some family through. I had my son's first birthday. The shit was magical. A lot of work. Crazy. It didn't really feel like I was on break at all. But I guess that's kind of like what dad life is, right? I was hanging out with my brother's lady. And she said the most poignant statement to me about being a dad. And it's really simple. Never alone, always needed. She said that shit to me. I was like, I literally had to like sit there and watch the sunset because that shit was so inspiring and so true and so fucking real. That's what it's like to be a pops. And I only been doing this shit for 1 year. So I can't imagine what a pops who has a goddamn 15-year-old must feel like. You know what I mean? But yo, it's been great. It's been a great break. My kid is doing all kinds of magnificent things. He's still not walking, still not talking, babbling like a motherfucker. All that shit, everything. Singing, trying to flip over on his back. It's hilarious to watch him try to flip. I think we might have to put him in like gymnastics or some shit because he like to flip around and fall and do all kind of tumbling and shit like that. And it's hilarious. He gets on his belly and he tries to flip onto his back. He's trying like throwing his head back. And like, but his arm is like stuck underneath him. I'm watching him like, dog, you gonna break your arm, bro. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and learn what you need to learn, little man. And he'll just sit there flipping like a goddamn fish. You know what I mean? That you brought up on the shore, flipping around, trying to flip himself on his back, laughing the whole time. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. I got the hookup when I got the Tokyo Olympics on my TV. And all I did was like watch replays every day, fucking 9 o'clock in the morning. As soon as I wake up, Olympics on the TV. What are we watching today? Women's weightlifting. That's my shit. Women's weightlifting is one of the best sports, period. They had this one lady from Cuba, I think. She had one eye was looking straight ahead and one eye was looking over, like behind her. And she would just rip that shit up say a prayer real quick,
Santo Domingo.
and then be like, ah! And then like throw the fucking weights up in the air. Shit is crazy. I love that shit so much. Yeah. What else? I tried watching water polo. I got bored. It's crazy sport though. Like the what's going on underneath the water. Like you see, you know, the ladies there, and they have like it's like you could tell they're treading water. And they gotta try to score and throw this ball in the hole like football, like you trying to score a goal, like soccer. Sorry. But underneath the water, not only are they treading water, but they're like doing kung fu to each other underneath, kicking each other and shit, doing the leg locks, pulling each other down. The shit is mad physical and mad brutal. Like I didn't even realize that until they showed that. So that was interesting, but it didn't hold my attention. Yo, archery? Team archery? Dog, I got a homie who used to do archery, but she doesn't do it anymore. And I was telling her, yo, we need to get your bow out of the fucking attic or wherever the fuck it is and get my ass a bow and let's go do some fucking archery. Cause that shit look fly as fuck. I want to make, okay, this is my game idea, patent pending. Greasy says patent pending, okay? I want to do a game about an archery team, okay? So it's an archery game sometimes, but the rest of the time, right? It's about the struggle and the dynamics and the relationships in this team and with the coaches. And you have like dialogue trees where you got to talk to your teammate, and your teammate, like she had to have an abortion. And so you're like trying to talk her down from suicide because she feels so bad about it. And like, she's like shaking and she's considering getting back into like meth, even though she gave up meth like 5 years ago and she's been doing great. But with the abortion and everything's coming to a head, and you have to like navigate that relationship. And then at the end of that, you got to shoot an arrow into a target with wind blowing and just do your job with all that shit going on in the back of your head. Mechanics that would be like, depending on how your conversation with Rachel went, your bow accuracy, the shake on your bow is more intense because you're stressed out, or like you can't feel the wind because you went out drinking last night and you got fucked up and your vision kind of hazy and you can't really tell. You know what I mean? Dog, that would be the dopest team archery drama game of all time. Archery PG. That's what I'm calling it. I just came up with that shit right now. What do you think? You like that shit? Archery PG? Would you play that? Would you pay for that? Let me know. I'll eat this banana. You let me know. But yo, the Olympics. I fucking love the Olympics. I don't watch American football. I don't even watch real football, which is like soccer. I don't watch that. I love basketball. I don't even watch that shit. But sign me up for the Olympics every single fucking 2 years. I'm in. I'm fully in. I'm watching everybody. What is it? First time Olympic sport. Sport climbing. That shit was crazy. I mean, what y'all been doing? How's the summer been for y'all? Y'all play anything good? Y'all been doing some cool shit? Y'all been getting outside? Y'all locked down in curfew? Or are you free to roam about and sneeze on people? How's your life? What's going on with you? Hit me up on social media. Greasy says on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And let me know how was your summer. Jesus Christ. Write me a book report. I will say this. After my break, I took a break off of work too. I came back to work. And it's a project that I used to be excited about, but now I'm kind of like, because, it's been going on a little too long for my taste. And I get back to work, and it was like the feeling of like, imagine you left your house, you went on like a day trip somewhere. You went strawberry picking with fucking Gabriel and Taylor, or whatever the fuck. And you come back and you walk into your house and you're like, what the fuck?
What?
And imagine all of your furniture has been rearranged. And everything you had in your house is rearranged. It's all still there. No one stole anything, right? It's all still there.
It's all still here.
All the parts you remember are there.
My
but
Peloton
it's
bike.
rearranged in a way that makes it feel really weird to be there. Like you're like, is this really my home? All my stuff's here, but is this my home? Like the living room is now the dining room, and like your bedroom is now a workout room, and your bed is like in another room that used to be office or some shit. You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck? That's how it felt coming back to work, y'all. This game I'm working on, it like all the parts are there, but they've all been like re-Tetrised into this other thing. I'm like kind of confused, kind of intrigued, kind of annoyed sometimes with certain things, but who's not annoyed? Like, come on. When you leave work for a month and you come back, you're going to be kind of out of the loop. It's going to be kind of annoying, right? So I just need to relax. Eat this banana. So much shit going on in the news, in both gaming news and real world news, right? Like, US pulls out of Afghanistan hastily. Motherfuckers hanging off the side of the plane and shit trying to get away with them. That was a fucked up scene, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize how fucked up that is. It just made me realize how, like, out of touch the American public is about other countries and shit that happens in other countries. Like, Americans generally don't really travel. They don't know shit about what's going on in the rest of the world. They only care about their little bubble right here. That was a fucked up scene, man. That shows how horrible it is to stay there under this rule. Anyway, I don't want to get into fucking politics, but that shit was fucking crazy. The reason I'm bringing that up is U.S. is pulling out of Afghanistan right now. Do you think maybe it's because they just want to start a war in another place? Like they got their eyes on somewhere and they're like, yo, bring all up. Yo, we need to gather way more resources and construct additional pylons in this motherfucker because we about to take on the Zerg over here. Like, are they planning to do that? Only time will tell. Called it right here on Greasy Says, that's what I'm saying. In gaming news, my buddy sent several people sent me the trailer for Stray, the new game coming out. I can't remember the studio's name, my bad. It's about being a cat, and somehow this cat gets a backpack that can help make him talk and all kind of fucking craziness. But you're basically a cat, which is cool. It's not entirely unique because I think there have been other games where you play as a cat, but I can't remember them right now. But there've been other games where you play as animals, like the real version of the animals, not the humanized version of an animal. But it looks cool. It looks amazing. I want to play that. It looks great. It's definitely cashing in on people's obsession with cats, which I love. Brilliant. And I really hope that whoever's making that game eventually releases a dev diary or something, and one of them is like an insane cat person with like fucking 12 cats in their house. The whole place smells like pee. You know anybody who owns a lot of cats? Real talk. Let's bring it down. Their house always smells like pee, right? We don't want to tell them that, but like, it fucking stinks in there, right? Right? You have more than one cat and a relatively lazy person, which is most cat owners, it's gonna fucking stink in there. There's a girl a lady I follow who I do yoga with on YouTube, and I realized that she was a cat person, you know, after I'd been following her for like a year and a half. And I gotta say, I started, smelling her room that she does yoga in. And it kind of turned me off a little bit because I don't want to smell cat pee and litter box while I'm trying to do yoga. And she had like at least 4 or 5 cats. No offense. If you love cats, great. But Jesus Christ, the smell. Anyway, it's cashing in. Stray, the game, is cashing in on people's obsession with cats, which is great because all the cat owners are going to want to fucking buy that game and play it next to their little pussy, right? I mean, how many, like, really and truly, right? Real talk. If you have a cat or many cats and you love cats, you're a real cat person, do you secretly want to fuck your cat? No judgment from me. Like, if you want, people fuck sheep, people fuck pies, people fuck food. I'm not judging you if you want to fuck your cat. I'm just curious. I just want to know, has it ever, like, real cat lovers, right, who like make out with their cats and stuff, do you want to fuck your cat, or have you fucked your cat? I just want to know. I just want to be educated. Here's a of the week. All right. Maybe I should make a new segment called of the week, right? The biggest of the week for me, and it's probably a few weeks old at this point, is Google. Google decides to cut workers' pay for working from home. Of the week. Of the year. How the fuck can they justify that? Google, one of the richest companies in the goddamn world, came out the gate after COVID being like, listen, all of you motherfuckers have to come back to work. We don't give a fuck about how you feel about nothing. So get your asses back in here. And now they're cutting people's pay if they work from home? Bull fucking shit. It's the same amount of fucking work. There is absolutely no reason why you need to cut their pay. It's, how there isn't a class action lawsuit against these fucking people, I don't even understand. The people who are working from home are getting just as much done. They're probably working more hours. Google is an international company that doesn't even need offices, really. What the fuck? So you're telling me if I'm a senior person, right? Art director or some shit like that on some project, or next level coder on some project, and I decide to work from home, my seniority and all the work that I've done before that is null and void, and now I'm like, what? Like you treat me like an entry level motherfucker? You know what I mean? Let's say I'm new coming in to Google to work for you fucks, and you're paying me less than my seniors because I'm new, right? But I work from home. Is that going to affect how I get raises? Are my raises going to be less because I work from home? Why? You're not spending money to rent the fucking place that I work in. You're saving money there. You don't have to pay for my transportation, which most studios kind of try to do. There's way less overhead. I'm at home. I'm over here at home chilling. So why the fuck? Is that going to affect how much I get paid going forward? Is that going to affect the kind of promotions I'm eligible for? Because I chose to work from home and do the same amount of work as a motherfucker sitting in an office? Why? Go fuck yourself. Of the week. I'm so pissed. Like, Google's fucking up in a lot of ways, I gotta tell you. And it's only gonna get worse. I mean, eventually they'll just crumble right from the inside, so it'll take care of itself, but this is some bullshit, yo. Anybody working at Google, you shouldn't have to deal with this shit. And any other companies out there thinking about trying to pull some shit like this, I dare you. Go ahead. See how many people you lose. See how many heavy hitters you fucking lose. Good luck. Fuckheads.
You're scaring me. Today's key is...
They pulling up. Trying to hear what Greasy said.
Remember, if you have a key, any key, from A major all the way up to G minor, reach out to me on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook under Greasy Says and tell me what kind of key you want the show to be in. I will be happy to oblige.
Who's got a question?
Hey, Greasy. In your absence, there's been a lot of news about Activision Blizzard. Walkout, strikes, lawsuits. What's your take?
I mean, of course, I've been looking at this article, this story, while I was on break. I'm like, of course I got to talk about this. This is huge. This is the kind of shit that I love. Yeah. Of course I'm going to talk about this.
I figured.
Here we go. It's a long one. The Activision Blizzard walkout, a subsequent lawsuit, is something that I should be really excited about. A long-known, big-money, exploitative publisher and developer being investigated for mistreatment of its workers. It's the stuff I have wet dreams about. Putting these executives on their heels and exposing what goes on behind the scenes at these mega corporations is exactly the kind of action I like to see. But I'm not sure if this is the one, y'all. I'm not sure I'm seeing this as being a big change to game dev culture that we all hope it is, though. The Activision Blizzard walkout started as a sexism case, where employees were complaining of rampant sexual harassment, lower pay for women, denied promotions, and retaliation from managers. There's no doubt, in my mind, that these claims are valid, and I've worked with many a female and trans developer who's complained about the frat boy culture of gaming. The frat boy culture of gaming should not be a surprise to anyone. If you've ever played any online game ever, you know that the majority of vocal gamers reek of pizza, cheap beer, and possible date rape. These are the type of white men who eventually grew up to be bankers, CEOs, and gaming executives. No surprise here if you've been paying attention, right? ActBlizzy, which is what I'm calling Activision Blizzard now, came back and claimed that the stories were distorted and untrue, and they were old and out of context. Essentially proving what the workers who walked out were complaining about, because they basically took this huge claim from all these people and reduced it to old and distorted stories. I can't believe no one at that frat house table even thought about maybe not leaning in to the allegations. Fire everybody in that fucking boardroom right now.
Get your shit, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
But let's get back to what the workers actually wanted. They wanted to change the hiring and promotion policies, increase the number of women at the company, publish compensation and promotion data for all employees, which low-key is not gonna fucking happen, and a third-party audit of the company's management and human resource department. That sounds beautiful on paper. But let me take a wild guess as to what is going to happen here. This is a courageous attempt at dismantling game dev culture, but let me guess what the result is going to be. Here's how I think this company will react to the allegations. Step 1, regarding increasing the number of women in the company. Activision will hire maybe 5 high-level female executives and will make them extremely visible to the public. It seems like this plan is already in place, actually, as J. Allen Brack, former president of Blizzard, steps down and takes the head of human resources with him, no doubt taking a huge severance package and still probably owning massive amounts of shares in ActBlizzy. Brack is going to be just fine, and he probably already has tickets to Epstein Island. It's all good. In fact, ActBlizzy has already started executing on this first step by promoting Jen O'Neill, a female executive who used to be at Vicarious Visions, I think. Taking Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra, promoting them to co-leaders of the studio. So there's your first female in an executive, very public executive role. And Jen O'Neill, like, I'm not trying to talk shit, but Jen O'Neill kind of freaks me out. Like, when I look into her eyes, I see, like, Mordor. I wouldn't want to cross her, is all I'm saying. I'm sure she's, like, a super nice lady. Anyway, the head of human resources, I don't know, that might have been a witch hunt, a sacrificial lamb, and that person probably will never work in games again, I'm afraid. It's kind of sad. If anyone knows their name, reach out to me on Greasy Says on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, and let me know who they are. Anyway, ActBlizzy will then go on a hiring-firing spree and scoop up as many junior female developers as they can straight out of college, instantly boosting their diversity numbers. Get it? Step 2, regarding publishing the compensation data and promotion data of all employees. There is no way in fuck that Activision will ever turn over their compensation and promotion data for all employees. If that happens, I will eat my fucking hat.
Yum, 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 yum.
There is no way that they will reveal how much of a salary gap there is within Activision Blizzard. There is no way that those executives are giving up that prostitution money. The only way this will happen is if someone from inside the organization leaks this information. And I really hope they do, because when they did that for Infinity Ward, it was devastating. Go look it up. Quick follow-up on that one, by the way. Recent news, California is now kicking off their discrimination lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, claiming that ActBlizzy has not been cooperating with their investigation, saying that they're using non-disclosure agreements to essentially silence employees because employees must speak with the company before speaking with the fucking state. ActBlizzy decided to get busy and have Meredith down in human resources destroy their personnel documents. I can guarantee you that the first documents to be destroyed were compensation documents and salary information and hiring contracts. Step 2 is already in action, y'all. Y'all will never see those documents. I promise you that. ActBlizzy, yo, they getting busy out here. They are not fucking around. They are after the fucking bag and they don't give a fuck. Anyway. Step 3, regarding a third-party audit of the company's management and human resources department. I think this may happen, actually, but ActBlizzy will carefully control the information that this third party gets. And if possible, Activision Blizzard will hire a company who has strong positive relationship ties with their executives. Are you following? Snakes usually nest in groups, I'm saying. So I wouldn't be surprised if the executive at an audit company and the executive at a gaming company are all hanging out at Epstein's pool together. But I think the audit is something that can be completely controlled and may end up benefiting Activision Blizzard and help this lawsuit go away. I might be wrong. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but that's my take.
That's my take. Take it or leave it.
Okay. That's how I think they're going to dismantle this whole fucking thing. But a couple of things that have shocked me about this walkout and investigation, and this is where it gets personal for me, so take this with a grain of greasy, all right? It's weird that this has basically become a sexism issue and no one has even mentioned race. Without even working at Activision Blizzard, I could tell you that racism is rampant at that studio. Look at the games they make. If you look at all of the pictures of the strike, of all of the people in the walkout, tell me if you see one black or brown person in there. I will fucking wait. If we're talking about discrimination and equality in a company, where are all the black and brown voices and faces? Yes, Activision may have a toxic frat boy culture, but it might also have a toxic sorority culture as well. But nobody's fucking talking about that. Also, what the fuck is up with all these signs that all these dumbasses are holding up that say every voice always matters? Can you guys fucking stop with the appropriation? Y'all are just taking the cultural voice of Black Lives Matter and using it for your own fucking mission. Can we stop doing that? Can y'all not do that? If every voice always matters, where the fuck are the black and brown people in your walkout? I was just thinking that once again, because this is a white issue, it's getting more media coverage than black and brown issues. Like I said, I'm getting personal. The other thing that shocked me about this investigation is that Jabba the Hutt himself, Bobby Kotick, comes out and says that the company's initial response to the lawsuit was quote unquote tone deaf. What the fuck does Bobby Kotick know about tone deaf? The dude literally pulls up with armed guards to escort workers out the building when he fires people. And now he's just like a fucking caring grandpa? If people buy this shit, I will slap all of you motherfuckers. Bobby Kotick doesn't give a fuck about you or your fucking struggle. Please learn this, realize this. As the story unfolds, I can't help but feel that we got close, but we didn't hit the target. There's a lot of noise around this investigation, and I think the spark that started this will get lost in the noise, man. I think that Activision Blizzard will be able to sweep this under the rug, and only a few things will change for the quote-unquote right people. And unfortunately, that will quell the masses, at least for now. I don't think much will immediately change in terms of the culture of game development. But hey, it's a start. Anyway, I can go on and on about this thing. This won't be the last time I talk about it, I'm sure. But I just wanted to, put my early thoughts out there about what I think is going on with that whole thing. But let's move on to something more interesting to me, because all I care about is me, because I'm the greatest. I got some quotes, y'all, from more people writing in, more people listening to the show. and interacting online. Yo, come join us at Greasy Says on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Drop me a line, text me, do whatever. Drop me a DM, whatever. You have a question, you want to tell me I suck? That's cool too. Do that, because that's what the internet's for. So, my buddy said that he was talking to some people he works with about the show. And he said something to the effect of, my buddy Q started a podcast about being a brown guy in the video games industry, and it splits the difference between sharing an office with him, sitting at a bar with him, and taking acid with him. All of which I've done. I mean, come on. Do we even have to think about who's really living life out here? I love it. I love it. Speaking of acid, I recently, from a homie, got my hands on some mushroom chocolate. Like chocolate bars that have mushrooms in them. This future shit, this technology shit, where you put in delicious chocolate and it makes you trip balls like you're on mushrooms. You have to eat the nasty ass mushroom. Yo, I've eaten a lot of mushrooms, and every single time I eat mushrooms, I want to puke while I'm eating them, because they're disgusting. You're eating like cow shit. You don't know where these fucking mushrooms were grown, but when they're inside of chocolate, it's just like, you have to like control yourself so you don't lose your fucking mind. But yo, thank you for that shining description of the podcast, because yeah, I love it. Another listener wrote to me personally, actually, not into like any of the social media stuff, but like texted me and was like, this shit is crazy to me. This is a next level idea. Back in the last episode, I was talking about avatars and the future of avatars, and how like I think cross-platform avatars and, you know, cross-pollinating avatars across games, across consoles, across ecosystems is a thing that is coming very soon. And then this person takes it to that next level that I didn't even think about. This is a crazy thought. Check this out. The Avatars podcast got me thinking about The Avatars podcast got me thinking about Epic creating a phone app that would allow one to scan and create a metahuman. Then you would upload that to your Epic account, and they would allow devs to procedurally affect the mesh to be in line with their art direction. Whew. All right, pause, right? Maybe you don't know this crazy dev talk, right? This game developer nerd talk. So let me break it down what this person said. They're saying Epic, the people who are releasing this online character creator that is super high fidelity and is amazing, and you do it all in a browser, and it's ridiculous. You can create a character for a game in a browser, okay? Epic would create a phone app. This is all hypothetical. Imagine if they created a phone app that allows you to scan yourself and create essentially a metahuman version of yourself, right? You scan your whole body with a phone app. And then that would get uploaded to your Epic account. And me, as a developer, I'm making my game, but I'm making my game in a style of, old school Batman cartoons, like the 50s style Batman cartoons. Obviously, your high-res, crazy, uncanny valley avatar, metahuman, that you've created because you scanned your literal self wouldn't really mesh with the look of my 50s Batman game. So imagine if I could take that version of yourself that you've scanned and contort it and change it and pull all the forms of it and make it look like it fits in my game, but it's still you. I mean, I'm holding my phone so that clap doesn't sound super fucking impressive, but I'm clapping my ass off. Brilliant fucking insight from Patrick. Thank you for that insight and that idea. Nobody steal that fucking idea unless you go pay Patrick first, you fucks, okay? What else we got? This is a funny one. Somebody wrote in about on the Crunch episode, I was talking about comp time and how you would get time off if you bust your ass for like a year and a half. They give you like 2 weeks or whatever at the end of it. Go listen to that episode if you haven't. It's called Crunch. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. This listener says, who's getting 2 weeks comp time? You know what I mean? It's more like you can take 2, but you usually need to use a week of vacation to make up the 2. So you get a week of crunch and you get a week of vacation. So, you know, I'm dreaming big about the amount of comp time that people get. Cause yeah, this person's right. You probably get a week supplied to you by the company, and then they would tell you, yeah, if you want to take 2 weeks, you gotta take another week out of your vacation in some time that you didn't have a vacation plan because you're completely wiped out. You wasn't planning no vacations because you thought your life was over and you'd be working on this game for the rest of your fucking life. My wife is texting me, yo. Sorry, my fucking there's a sink that broke somewhere. I gotta go fucking fix it. This is it. This is what I was talking about. Never alone, always needed. I'm in the middle of doing this. Fucking podcast, and I'm getting text messages from wifey, who's holding it down, by the way. No disrespect to wifey, about some shit that broke. I gotta go fucking fix a sink like a few miles away. I gotta go fucking fix a sink. Okay? And I'm here telling y'all about people writing into my podcast. So I'm hustling out here, y'all. So please reach out to me if you care about sinks and people having sinks that work. Reach out to me on Greasy Says. Support Greasy Says. Subscribe to Greasy Says on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, on any podcast network that you might use. Go to mqmusic.com. Check out the podcast there if you want. Tell your friends about Greasy Says so I can keep buying sinks for these fucking people. Okay? Thank you. But I can't leave y'all like that, so we always gotta make some time for
Medicate, meditate.
This week, let's focus on how to breathe, how to breathe, how to breathe, how to breathe. Let's say, you got a manager that never ever has your back. No matter what you do, this motherfucker never has your back. Always throwing you under the bus. Always got some fucking excuse. Always got some bullshit coming out their mouth. And you fed up because you tired of complaining. And you feel like this motherfucker don't really listen to you. Doesn't respect you. But I tell you what, you respect yourself, right? You love yourself, right? You know you're the best, right? So next time you feel like popping off, and you want to tell that motherfucker exactly how you feel, just hold back. You ain't trying to jeopardize all your shit, all the work you done. Just hold back. Just chill. And just breathe. I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to breathe. Just breathe. I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to breathe.
kind of want to run that one back. I'm trying to breathe. That's just by fun. All right, y'all. We have reached the end of another episode of Greasy Says. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I hope you laughed. Reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook under Greasy Says. Go check out my music on Spotify under M-Cue M-Cue. Up my listeners. Give me cents in my pocket because putting out music don't make money no more. I don't know if y'all knew about that, but that's the way it goes. You make very little money. But you gotta hustle on multiple angles. That's the new game. You gotta hustle on every angle. So I'm hustling out here. So thank you for the support. And I'll see y'all next episode. So, Greasy people, thanks for coming out. Like, subscribe, comment, give me feedback. Tell me to go fuck myself. And until next time, it's me, Greasy. And I'm checking out with the room key. Laters.